Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited. Esteem a New Woman. The devilish diva starts on the road to becoming a new creature in Christ in this all-new Esteem series adventure. Get your copy of Esteem a New Woman at Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle Unlimited today. Better get the coleslaw, y'all, because we're having us a barbecue. Dr. Umar Johnson has decided to come to the defense of the so-called Dr. Cheyenne Bryant regarding the controversy over her doctorate.
Cheyenne Bryant having or not having a doctorate does nothing to my doctorate, Art. It does nothing to my career. It does nothing to my profession. I don't have a need to investigate her. I don't have a need to slander her, to belittle her, to malign her, to assault her. I don't have no need to do anything against that black woman because she hasn't hurt anybody. She is a life coach, Art, and you don't have to be certified or have a doctorate or a license to be a life coach. She ain't misdiagnosed nobody. She ain't done no clinical work without a license. I haven't seen any wrongdoing from Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. So what do I think is going on here, Art? I believe that black women, I'm going to call the kettle black. Some men too, but mostly black women are attacking her out of jealousy. They are jealous of her looks. They are jealous of her life coaching career. They are jealous of her podcast success. They wish they were in her position. And because they are not, they are trying to destroy that woman. Period, point blank in the story. I've told you before, Art, that black men have a problem with each other, right? We got an ego problem. I think black women's problem with each other exceeds black men's problem with each other. What they are doing to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is absolutely unacceptable, Art. They are destroying this woman more than Donald Trump. They are destroying this woman more than Candace Owens. They're destroying this woman more than Erica Kirk. They're destroying this woman more than the police officers who killed Michael Brown, Trayvon Martin, Breonna Taylor, Sonia Bland, Sonia Mancy, Amir Locke, you name it, Art. The enemies of African people have not received the type of vitriol that Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is receiving. If y'all want to expose it and be done with it. Everybody has heard the story, Art, but guess what? They going around and around and around with this, Art. And the reason I can speak to this so well, what did Roland Martin try to do to me 11 years ago? He tried to say I didn't have my degrees and brought me on his show and tried to get his panel of coons to embarrass me because he thought I didn't have my degrees. Other people have tried to say I didn't have my degrees, Art, and guess what? It got so bad. I had to give my college permission to tell people that I graduated from it. Art, they were getting so many phone calls after that Roland Martin lynching that he tried to have, and instead he got lynched with his panel of coons. They called me up from the registrar's office, Art, and they said, Dr. Umar, these are the good white people from your graduating institution. We are getting bombarded with phone calls as to whether you graduated from here or not and what your degree is. Do you give us permission to let people know you graduated from here and what your degree is? I said yes. And guess what, Art? Even though people could call, the only reason why I'm not saying the college name, Art, because I don't want them to get bombarded tomorrow. You feel me? Even though people could call them and verify my degree, not online, traditional, in-person, American Psychological Association accredited doctoral program founded by one of the fathers of white cognitive psychology, I gave them permission to call and verify my credentials. And guess what, Art? You still got Negroes out here today who will tell you I don't have a doctorate. They done found my dissertation online. They done found my transcripts online. They done found my graduation pictures. And my degree will hang up in my Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy office. You feel me, Art? My degree will be hanging up once I got an office to put it in. But the reason I'm bringing this up, Art, was happening to Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. It's not happening because she has a doctorate or don't have a doctorate. It didn't happen to me because I had a doctorate or didn't have a doctorate. It happened to me because I'm the biggest name in the world in Black consciousness. I'm the biggest name in the world in Pan-Africanism. I'm the most requested Black scholar in the world. I'm the most influential school psychologist in history. I'm the most requested university guest lecturer of the African race of all time. That's why it's happening to me. Nothing to do with my credentials. Nothing to do with my credentials. And just like with me, who has a real doctorate, whether she does or not, this is not happening to Cheyenne Bryant because she does or doesn't have a doctorate. This is happening to Cheyenne Bryant because women are jealous of her. Period. Point blank. End of story.
Now, in an interview with The Art of Dialogue, Dr. Umar Johnson looked to come to the defense of so-called Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. Now, Cheyenne Bryant basically came on to social media looking to create a public persona as related to the gender wars. And as she came out here, she basically had a lot of high-profile interviews looking to bash Black men. And as she had these interviews, eventually she started to try to use her credentials as a doctor to validate many of her talking points. And as she was coming out here saying that she was a doctor, that's where a lot of people started to look into her records. And as they looked into her records, what they found was that there was no doctorate as they looked for that doctorate, and Dr. Cheyenne Bryant claimed that the reason why they could not find that doctorate was because the college she went to was closed and gone out of business, and there were no records of that doctorate on hand as related to those university records. Now, a lot of people who work in academia, like myself, basically started to call BS on that because a person's doctorate is not just registered with the school, but it's also registered with the state. And that's where a lot of people started to really see that there was something wrong with Cheyenne Bryant's claims of being a doctor, because in order to get a doctorate, one, you have to go out here and have registration with a university as related to your doctorate, but two, you also have written a book, and that book would be on hand at some sort of publisher or some sort of press, and those records would be registered with the state. And that's where the story for Cheyenne Bryant's credibility really falls apart. And what's happening here with Dr. Umar Johnson is that he's looking to come to the defense of this woman, even though the facts really aren't lining up as related to her claims of having a doctorate. Now, this is quite suspect because you have Dr. Umar Johnson coming out to the defense of this woman like a white knight, and as he comes to her defense, basically shows us how tarnished he is as related to his reputation, because him coming to the defense of Cheyenne Bryant regarding her so-called doctorate really shows how little credibility he has, because even though he has a legitimate doctorate, what he's doing is basically further showing how his reputation is not credible, because even though he has that doctorate, him coming to the defense of this possibly disingenuous woman just really shows how he's all about looking to defend the possible grift that Cheyenne Bryant wanted to go into. Now, what Cheyenne Bryant really wanted to do with that so-called doctorate that she has is use that as a way to validate her ability to bash black men in the gender wars. Now, what Dr. Cheyenne Bryant wanted to do was use her credentials to go out here and have an irrefutable line to go out here and reinforce her talking points as related to the gender war, because what she wanted to do on social media was basically look to become the next woman as related to the bash a black man business that basically has been making money for those who are a part of white supremacy for the last 40 years. Now, what Dr. Cheyenne Bryant wants to do is follow in the footsteps of Alice Walker and Oprah Winfrey, Lee Daniels, and Tyler Perry, and basically go out here and look to go out here and pull the same type of grift that the late Kevin Samuels did, looking to go out here, hoping to get herself a large platform as related to the whole platform of social media, getting that super chat money, getting those cash apps, and getting a lot of different business deals as related to bashing black men. And what she has here in the case of Dr. Umar Johnson is a guy who's looking to go out here and be the white knight useful idiot who wants to go out here and try to defend her credibility, because what Dr. Umar Johnson really wants to do is try to defend the so-called Dr. Cheyenne Bryant in order to keep the grift going. Because what's happened here with Cheyenne Bryant is because she was so educated and so caught up in her education, she thought she could outsmart everyone. But what happened was that she pulled the covers off the con as related to the gender war grifters. And as she's pulled the covers off of the con as related to the gender war grifters, where we can basically see what's going on regarding the game she was trying to pull, what Dr. Umar Johnson wants to do is pull the covers back over before we can see the Wizard of Oz really isn't a wizard at all as related to this whole gender war grift. Because with this gender war grift that has been going on for about 40 years, many of these so-called experts, they get up on platforms like Oprah Winfrey did, and they go out here and demonize black men with their whole degrees, and they use their intellectualism to go out here and present narratives that white supremacy presents as related to the black man, all the way going out here and getting the money out of the black woman by medicating her pain, by validating her these false ideas about black men. And that's what adds fuel to the fires of the gender wars that have gone on for the last 40 years. And what happened here with Cheyenne Bryant is that, again, she wanted to go on social media the way Kevin Samuels did, and she was getting some traction the way Kevin Samuels got with the YouTube algorithm. And as she was getting this traction, what she did was trip over herself by trying to go out here and present those credentials as a way to say that, hey, I'm this doctor, I'm this person who knows and is an expert. However, as people started to look into her background, that's where her credibility fell apart. And you've got Dr. Umar Johnson as he's out here putting on that sterling silver armor of a white knight, and with his little lance looking to come to her defense, trying to go out here and look to defend Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, and not even getting the facts straight. Now, Dr. Umar Johnson wants to claim it was black women who were the ones who went out here and looked to tear down so-called Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, and it wasn't black women who were the ones coming out against this woman as related to her doctorate. No, it was black men who were the ones who basically called her out for being the fake doctor, and it was black men who came out and called her the fake doctor because most black men did not want to see another one of these online grifters get traction like Oprah Winfrey got traction in the 1980s as a part of the mainstream media, demonizing black men on her show. that's what Oprah Winfrey was doing for over 20 years. She basically turned it into not only a business, but turned it into an industry. And as she turned it into an industry, we got a lot of different grifters who came in and pushed anti-black narratives in the black community, driving a wedge between black men and black women, such as Alice Walker, who basically got that book, The Color Purple, which demonized black men and made black men look like monsters. Then we had Terry McMillan coming out with Waiting to Exhale and telling us that there was this so-called shortage of good black men, and because there was no counterpoint on mainstream media, because the white media did not want any black man to come out and present a counterpoint, this narrative took hold in the black community for over 30 years in the white media's black institutions. And it wasn't until YouTube came along around 2009, 2010 that we started to see the actual counterpoint of many black men speaking their voices and countering these anti-black man narratives that were presented by women like Oprah Winfrey, women like Alice Walker, and people like Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry. Basically, it was black men starting to push back, but sadly, we've got a lot of these simps like Dr. Umar Johnson looking to play the white knight for this type of woman, not understanding that he's basically working against himself, because what is happening here is that he doesn't see that Cheyenne Bryant is an agent of white supremacy, an agent of white supremacy looking to continue to push the wedge between black men and black women and continuing to push the points of the gender war. But that doesn't matter to Dr. Umar Johnson, because he's basically in this whole platform of social media, not looking to go out here and help the black community. He wants to continue on in the grift as related to looking to hustle black people like he did with that school, which never opened. He got millions of dollars as related to that school that never opened, and basically nobody in the black community ever held him accountable. And that should tell you all that there is as related to this dude's credibility. I mean, you're supposed to be this doctor of psychology, and what you're using your psychology degree to do is try to gaslight people into believing that this woman is supposedly credible as related to her license as a psychotherapist. And again, that's really disingenuous, because again, even though you have all these degrees, it's how you use that information that shows who you really are. And with Dr. Umar Johnson, yeah, you got a psychology degree, but you're using it for nefarious and disingenuous purposes by defending this woman by saying, oh, she's got all of these degrees, and again, we need to trust her. Again, how can I trust someone who basically lied about her doctorate and basically has come out saying that she's basically looking to divide a wedge between black men and black women? I mean, that's not somebody I can go out here and trust, because they're showing they have no integrity whatsoever. And with this Dr. Umar Johnson, what he wants to do is, again, give validity to someone who basically has shown that they have nothing to be valid about. I mean, he's sitting here talking about, oh, these black women are so jealous, and Dr. Cheyenne Bryant has written so many books. Well, I have written books like The Man Crisis, The Woman Crisis, and Stop Simping in Cyberspace. You know, I'm a guy, I have a college degree, I have books and I have credentials, but I don't go out here and again use my degree or the books that I've written as some sort of sledgehammer to go out here and bash one group. No, I don't. That's not what I wanted to do as related to my platform. No, I didn't go on different shows looking to bash black women or bash black men, because while you can make a lot of money in a little bit of time by bashing black men, basically, it's just not something I want to do because I want to bring black men and black women together. I want black men and black women to get a better understanding of themselves. And that's not what these YouTube grifters want to do, like Dr. Umar Johnson and so-called Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. No, they want to go out here and push the drama between black men and black women because they know that drama basically sells on the internet, and the YouTube algorithm rewards those who push drama. Basically, if you're making gender war videos, you can get thousands of views, thousands of AdSense dollars, thousands of cash apps, thousands of super chats, and you can go out here and guest star on other shows. You can go out here and build a platform like the late Kevin Samuels did, where he got over 1 million subscribers. And you do that by doing it on the backs of other black people. And that's the thing that's really egregious about Cheyenne Bryant. And more egregious is Dr. Umar Johnson looking to uphold this woman as related to her egregious behavior, basically proving a point that I made in one of my ebooks that I gave away for free years ago called Manginas. They look like men, but they act like ladies. That these guys basically, as they look to play the white knight, they look to uphold women in egregious and reprehensible behavior because what they want to do is create a covert contract between themselves so that they can go out here and give her a pass for doing wrong so that they can have the same pass for doing wrong. And that's what Dr. Umar Johnson here is doing. He wants to give Cheyenne Bryant a pass as related to her doctorate so that people won't go out here and see the dirt that he's done. Because this dude basically did a lot of dirt to the black community, making promises to open up this school to help black boys. But instead of looking to help black boys, what he looked to do is go out here and put on his Made in Taiwan kufi and dashiki, talking about he pro-black, but not doing anything for the black community except lining his pockets, no different than many of the con prophets I've basically run into when I first started working seriously in 2000. Again, I was working for a nonprofit, and I know how dirty some of these folks are. I know how foul they can be. They say they for the black community, but they really just about line in their pockets. And again, what they do is create talking points to get people polarized, make talking points to get you emotional, make talking points to get you riled up. And Umar Johnson, as related to his so-called psychology, was looking to use the term black women to get black men all upset, making it look like it was the black woman who was the one who basically was challenging Cheyenne Bryant. No, it wasn't black women at all. It was black men who came out here, black men who basically were tired of seeing people basically go out here and take the bash a black man business and turning it into a profitable grift where they go out here and sell their books, go out here, sell their movies like the recent Is God Is movie. I mean, these people basically have turned it into a $1 billion business, this gender war, in getting black women to medicate their pain by demonizing black men. And Cheyenne Bryant wanted in on that whole pile of cash. She wanted to get to that status that Kevin Samuels got when he was alive. She wanted to go out here and was on her way with these interviews, but she basically, as I saw it, like I said in the previous video, tripped over her own feet. And as she tripped over her own feet, trying to use her credentials to be the thing that she could use as a hammer to go out here and bash the black man, she wound up hammering her own hand, basically costing herself her own credibility and her own reputation. And the fact that you got a guy like a Dr. Umar Johnson looking to come to her defense doesn't really help her whole case, because when you've got one grifter going out here protecting another, it's all about them protecting the con, and the wool has been pulled over people's eyes over this con. So the jig is up, the game is up, and Dr. Umar Johnson can't save Cheyenne Bryant and shave her ability to go out here and make this money because she basically cashed herself out by thinking she was smarter than everybody else out here. That's what she was thinking. Oh, I'm the smartest person in the room. I'm going to show everybody, all these black men, how stupid they are by going out here and using my doctorate to go out here and talk down to these black men. While I tell black women, this is the type of black man who is no good. Again, looking to go out here and use intellectualism to try to get some sort of credibility. But we all see that this woman really wasn't credible or very genuine as related to her integrity. That's the issue people really have with Cheyenne Bryant. They really have the issue as related to her internal character and her lack of honesty. That's what people really have the issue with. I mean, yeah, if you want to go out here and make these talking points, go ahead and make them, but do it and understand that you are being dishonest. And again, that's what this woman wanted to try to avoid showing how dishonest she is by looking to, again, use her degrees, use her books to try to say, oh, I'm so smart that I can tell you all about black men, when this so-called relationship expert just shows us she knows just about as much about relationships as Steve Harvey did. Now, Steve Harvey, basically, he was just a comedian, and he came out with one of those books, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man. People touted him as some sort of expert, when really he was a clown. And once you read his book, you'll see how ridiculous he is. Again, when it comes down to books like this, I mean, I'm a guy who just basically, again, has a Monroe College degree, and I've written these books like The Man Crisis, The Woman Crisis. Again, Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Writing a book does not mean that you are some sort of expert. Again, anybody can put together their opinions or as related to things. But if you say you're a doctorate, basically you have to have, again, two forms of sources. You have to have your factual sources. Then you have to have secondary sources to basically back up your whole thesis. That's what having a doctorate is. And I myself could have turned the Man Crisis into a doctorate, or the Woman Crisis into a doctorate. But I mean, if I had the advanced degrees, I mean, a lot of people say that these books basically are on the same level as a doctorate. But again, I just couldn't pass algebra. I mean, if I could have passed algebra, I could have basically taken the Man Crisis, because I used actual university information to reinforce my thesis as related to the Man Crisis. So again, when it comes down to so-called doctor, it doesn't really mean anything. No, it does not really mean anything. But this woman wanted to weaponize it as related to her talking points in the gender war. That's what she wanted to do. And Dr. Umar Johnson, coming to the defense of someone who wanted to bash black men, basically further destroys his credibility. I mean, this man basically, again, conned the black community, and now he's looking to try to get in on another con, because when it comes to these grifters, once they get caught as related to one con, they want to go to the next con, because for them, getting a payday isn't about going out here and creating a legitimate product. It's about pulling the wool over people's eyes. And when it comes down to black people, we have to understand the difference between a grifter and someone who has legitimate business. And the sad part is that we spend so much money with grifters like Dr. Umar Johnson that we don't deal with people who are credible. And that's the thing that really undermines the growth of the black community and keeps us stalled in things like the gender wars that keep us working against each other, and allows white supremacists to go out here and gain at our expense as these type of folks try to divide and conquer us. That's what they try to do, and that's what this Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to do. He's trying to keep the wedge between black men and black women, because he sees it as a new way to go out here and profit at our expense. Now, if you want to pick up some of my books on the SJS Direct imprint, you can find those books, like I mentioned, The Man Crisis, The Woman Crisis, and my other book, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format, along with a lot of my fiction, like the ISIS series, the Esteem series, the John Haynes series, and the Spinsterella series. You can find all those books on Amazon.com in paperback and Kindle format. And you can also find them at other online booksellers like Barnes & Noble, Google Play, and Walmart and Target. And if you'd like to see me make more videos taking white knight scammers like Dr. Umar Johnson to the barbecue, you can drop a donation to the Patreon, the PayPal, or the Cash App to give me the money to buy the Applewood chips to take gender war clowns like this to the barbecue. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe. Now available in paperback and e-readers, ISIS Runway of Doom. The goddess next door struts her stuff on the catwalk to take on a runway of rogues in this action-packed all-new ISIS series adventure. Get your copy of ISIS Runway of Doom at Amazon.com and online booksellers everywhere. Now available in paperback and e-readers, John Haynes, An Offer He Can't Refuse. The man who rules the world gets a job offer he can't refuse in this action-packed all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get your copy of John Haynes, An Offer He Can't Refuse at Amazon.com and other online booksellers. Support Black-owned and Black-operated digital broadcast media. www.niceradionetwork.com. Nice Radio Network, broadcasting 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.